Yo, what's up, everybody? James Black here, and this is another episode of TWP, Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. Today, we're going to be going over with AEW, Raw, and SmackDown. So, you better kick it in, and you better get it down, because right after this intro, we're going to get right into it. Yo, what's up? So, let me get the boys in. Unfortunately, we don't have Paul today. Paul's not feeling well. Hope you feel better, brother. So, without further ado, let's bring in our other homeboy, Biohazard. What's up, Bio?
What's up, everyone?
Check it out. He finally got his gear together. Never thought we'll have to see the gear for once, huh? So, as we go trucking along with this, it's all started off with AEW AEW and SmackDown did a head-to-head show together, which apparently what they said it was a really good. It went from having at least, they said it has about a good million viewers for SmackDown, but after that half hour, they dropped. WWE dropped down to 732. As of AEW had drawn in 534K. What would you think about that, Bio, when you hear that, how it changed from the WWE viewers dropped to just to watch AEW for that extra half hour?
It's awesome. And I called it.
It tells you where the fan base really sits.
Because everybody's not understanding. WWE is not giving what the fans want. AEW is. So for that half hour, AEW just soared more than WWE. So no matter what WWE does, they don't got to stand a chance no more.
Right. Unfortunately, WWE doesn't have the viewer that. Yes, they lost the viewerships from it, but with WWE only had about, like I said, for that half hour, it had a little bit more at 7,000. I think 753K, where AEW had 534K, which tells you how fastly WWE viewings dropped. Yes, they may have the more viewers for that last half hour, but it still doesn't matter. So, without further ado, as everything's going back and forth, trying to get everything up, I do apologize for everybody with that. First we had the Friday Night Rampage, where they had matches of CM Punk against Matt Sydal, which I heard the match Punk actually won that match. So let's see as we go through. Damn freaking ads. Sorry, people. I'm a little bit off today.
Ain't we all off?
Hey, if we were on, then something's wrong. So, with CM Punk defeating Matt Sydal, that CM Punk didn't seem to make up his mind whether or not he wanted to go with tights or trunks. So, it looks like he wore both, apparently, with this. And WWE, he skipped the days with that. He said the other two opted out to work slower pace as CM Punk appearance to get a tad tired during this match. But this match ended at almost the same time as Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. That's actually pretty bad how they did that comparison. But the match, when I got the chance to saw, was pretty good. But with my head's off today. With CM Punk actually able to, with CM Punk coming, so he's still pushing, still rocking it. What do you think that even though Punk's going through these guys, like he's like winning. But what is this doing pretty much? Is this actually building up the other guys to become more of a heel against him, or is it becoming a lot more different?
It could be both. Maybe he's trying to bring a different change,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be like how Sting and everybody else is sitting in the back and trying to help these young talents. But for him to help them is getting in the ring with them.
Would you say he is doing what Cody does with a lot of the young guys? Like taking that win, but he's wrestling at the same time. Like doing that because with Cody, he did the same thing with on Go with him at Double or Nothing, where he made it into like a big boxing kind of thing, and yes, he gave him this chance to show that he can shine, he can be out there, but Go still lost. Is this like is this supposed to like help them build their confidence, or are they trying to just try to sell it and still get the bigger name the win?
To be honest, I really can't say because it can go either way.
Mm.
And the only way we'll know unless we're behind the scenes seeing what is going on.
Gotcha. Because I know it's questionable how things run. It's all. I'm guessing it all depends on how they want to do it.
Exactly.
Gotcha. It's like pretty much the teacher's probably just showing off his talent. That pretty much.
Exactly. But like I could do this, but you can do it if you put the work into it. But it ain't going to come easy. So if I'm teaching you, I'm going to teach you my way.
Right.
And like each teacher does their own with their classes or their students, they operate differently than any other teacher. Like you can have one be teaching you all this different techniques, but then you got another one teaching another technique, but it's kind of the same technique that you are already learning, just a different style. And it could be maybe this is Punk's idea to say, hey, if you really think that you got what it takes, then you get in a ring with me and we'll go from there. I'll let you know where you went wrong and where you went good.
Gotcha. Another match that went through, and apparently the person who wrote the article, it seems like he's really upset about this. They had Ruby Soho defeating the Bunny, and apparently they both women are working hard what they were doing, but it seems like Bunny is being underrated as a wrestler.
Look at the character name, the Bunny.
Yeah.
What do you think of a bunny? A cute little thing. You don't see nothing really evil or bad about a bunny. So of course she's going to get underrated because of her ring name. Now if she did like Bad Bunny or something kind of in a heel type way, then she'll be getting a pop. But who's going to put that ring name? The Bunny. I'm going against the Bunny. Bring the Easter Bunny. What bunny am I facing? Am I fighting Bugs Bunny?
Right.
That's the thing. She's got skills.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the potential, but the ring name has to go.
Right.
Revamp yourself. Revamp your character, but the Bunny is the worst ring name I ever heard. And I heard a lot of ring names, and that's the worst one I ever. And if you want to be something, you're not getting it with that.
No. Like I like they're giving Ruby the push where they're actually giving her the chance to where it's showing that, hey, WWE, I was still good. You should have kept me. But I still think that they still need to give a more push on other people, where they need to give all their younger talents, like the talents that are even the
I
veterans
agree.
that have been there for years. They need to get the push. At least. But hey, I'm not Tony. Unfortunately, I'm not Tony Khan. I'm not Vince McMahon, and I don't have pockets that deep.
Well, we can actually be better than Vince McMahon. At least our balls, we can drop them. Where Vince is in Triple H's no, I should say in Stephanie's purse. While she holds Triple H's.
Yeah, that is true. At least we don't have to worry about her hearing him. We don't have to hear everybody yelling out "fuck" every time. Not our fault.
Nope.
So, as we go forward, next match was the Man of the Year and Junior Dos Santos defeated the Inner Circle. It seems like AEW is pushing UFC fighting a lot more, apparently. What do you think of this?
I don't like it.
How come?
You shouldn't be mixing UFC with pro wrestling unless these guys are willing to go through the training, not half-ass training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean literally training, like I had to go through. But if you're going to bring in the UFC, then you need to start branding a UFC and create a different division. Because if you're
Right.
bringing these UFC guys in without actually going through wrestle training like we all have to do, you're going to lose a lot of guys because they're going to get seriously hurt by these guys.
Right.
And I'll be honest, if that was me in a ring with one of them and they hurt me because of them UFC moves, trust me, I will end their career when I come back. They won't UFC fight and they won't touch a foot in another ring ever again. Why? Because they'd be laying in a hospital bed.
That is true. I see that happening. I see 7-year matches, but like one match I know I only seen that you showed me you were under another name a long time ago. And as you said, you were just coming back off of back surgery or neck surgery. But that'll be a later date and another time. As always with Bio, we'll get a whole backstory on him eventually. Anywho, as we continue to trug along, that was the last match for the Rampage, which was Friday. But then all of a sudden, they turned it into Saturday night. A Saturday night match, which became to be Brian Danielson. Wait, this is last week's. Why are they giving me last week's matches? That don't make sense, does it? Oh, wait, this was this week's. Okay. So, Brian Danielson versus Bobby Fish. That match, where'd it go? It just disappeared. I hate when it jumps. That match ended with, here we go, with Brian Danielson beating Fish. I think it was the first time they actually versed each other. So what is, as it says here, after Daniel Bryan survives an encounter of Minoru Suzuki, which I love, was Friday as well, which Daniel Bryan won that match against Suzuki. He had to go up against Bobby Fish. I know they never versed each other this will be their first time versing each other outside of the WWE and not even with WWE. That he was drive to sit early to control the full match until Fish took his legs off beneath him, sending American Dragons to his knees, crashing into the ring apron. He seized control, worked over in the opponent's injured joints during the break. Danielson returned the favor and targeted Fish's left knee, and he repeatedly routed around the ring post, set up the kick, but Fish ducked and delivered the backdrop, the driver to, and Brian Danielson recovered and peeled the heel hook and forced him to tap out for the hard force victory. It looks like they're pushing Brian big now, aren't they?
Yes.
Do you think they're trying to prove a point about something? Or do you think they're trying to say what?
They already proved the point. And I said this since day one, and I'm going to say it again. When Cody Rhodes had the replica throne made of from Triple H's WrestleMania, I forget which one it was, and when Cody walked down and got the sledgehammer from Brandy, walked back up and slammed that throne, that was the biggest cannon fire ever. And I knew when that day he did that, and that was at their very first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And when he made that statement, I turned around and said, that's it. AEW's got something, because this is the one company that literally did not give a shit of what responses or what kind of blowback they were going to get, but they didn't give a shit and went and done what they done. And that's what made AEW today. That's why fans are leaving WWE and going to AEW, is because AEW is saying, no matter what, your talent, you got the heart, the passion, we got the door. All you got to do is come on over. And it's rubbing their, and the way they're rubbing it in WWE's face is by showing them, look, we just took Bryan, we just took Moxley, we took CM Punk, we pretty much got all majority of your guys. And look what your guys are doing. Your guys are getting, your ex guys are getting more time into this ring than you were giving them in your own ring.
Here's one thing that when it comes down to just going through, Bobby Fish is good, but he's not as good as he was ever since he left WWE with WWE, because he had a better run with WWE than how he was battling, how he went through, as he was with part of the Undisputed, which rumors are going around. If things go how it planned, there could be a new Undisputed possibly going to be in the WWE. Not the WWE, the AEW, since now they got Bobby Fish, they got Adam Cole. All thing they're missing is the last two pieces of the puzzle, but one of them is still staying on WWE. If they do something like this, could it actually hurt AEW, or will it actually become better on AEW?
That's a tough situation to actually think of, because you never know. It can make them or break them. The only thing I could say is that if they do it, don't do it anywhere how WWE did it. Do something different with it. Don't even make that the same name. Do it something out of the box, because if you try to copy off of WWE, you're going to give them fans what they want. Look, see, they are copying off of WWE. They can't do nothing without WWE, and that's going to give WWE ratings.
True.
So
And it's the same thing how WCW did it.
If you keep thinking out of the box the way you're going, and random weird as shit, you're going to keep your fan base. But if you get one fan or that one person that looks for every little error, every little repeat, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want nobody to notice that you're, even if you are trying to copy, that's fine. but switching something around that's totally different.
That is true. If they do something different, it'd be great. But if they don't, like you said, it can hurt them. Another thing another match they went through was Kira Hogan versus Penelope Ford, which Ford overtopped Hogan. And this is since the Hogan and Penelope Ford are the single competitor in a tease for the upcoming TBS Championship match, which both women are in that match. What do you think about these two women? Do you think that these two could be the next face? One of them could be the next face of EW in the women's division. You think one of them can actually maybe take over that title?
Yeah, but I got something to ask.
Yes.
Hogan, is she related to Hulk Hogan?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, then yes, I can see her. Or, well, you just said her name.
What, Penelope Ford?
And Ford. I could see either one of them being the next face of the women's division.
Here's a big one. There was a call out. Singh sent a message to MJF.
Who?
Sting. MJF made his way to the ring after the results of a Miami insult that he made in accident match with Darby Allin when he face painted Antero into no show with an order of Warlow to the ring. He brought with him a referee and Bryce down to the ring in order to count so that he could claim a forfeit win. Instead, he got Sting to the ring, blasted Warlow with a baseball bat before chasing off MJF. So it looks like MJF is trying to get a secret win and trying to cheat his way to the top of the AEW division, which I know his character is really well played for doing that kind of stuff, but you're getting a wrestling legend, Sting, the icon, threatening you to come out there. And yes, Darby Allin's wasn't out there, but getting Sting, that's a wrong message that you want to send to anybody. It's almost like having you come out to send a message for someone else. Like how you do it with the Super Click, I'm sorry, as you call them, the Super Kids.
It's Super Kid time.
But that's the thing. You get Sting, or you get, I'll bring out WWE, you get Goldberg, or you get Undertaker calling you out for a match, you better just break your death sentence. What do you think that is coming along with MJF, Sting, and Darby Allin on this? What do you think this is going to lead into Full Gear?
Well, MJF, you're nothing but a bitch. Anyway, I could even whoop your ass with both hands behind my back. You crossed the line when you and your punk ass boys, the Pinnacle, which sounds like a goddamn alcohol drink anyway. When you did what you did to take out Darby Allin, because MJF, you knew Darby Allin was a threat. So you figured, since you figured he was a threat, let's take out the threat. Well, guess what? You forgot the biggest threat of all. And now you're going to pay the price one way or another. Because you can run all you want, but you can only hide for so long. And Sting will be waiting. And when he does, he will collect. But I can see this all building up where it's Darby Allin going to come back, but the way he's going to come back, he's going to probably be the one, vigilantly, one by one, put down the pinnacle, and him and Sting are going to destroy MJF.
So you think that's going to turn out to be MJF's, maybe, as I would say it, as the character that I'm known as, for James Black is a little bit, and other voices, sorry, not me, would be
That was spooky. Sorry, people. I'm causing mischief already. That's what happens when you mess with Bio. He's the plague.
Bio, be careful. You may bring out something you don't want out. But with MJF, do you think this will lead to where it's going to be a brutal beating, but could this be, in wrestling terms, could be the final time that we may see MJF for a while?
Because there's one person I see turning on him.
Wardlow?
And to be honest, Wardlow, you're better off on your own. Instead of his stooge, or I should say his little bitch. And if you got the problem me calling you a bitch or a little puppet, hey, you know how to reach out. I'm right here. I'm here every Tuesday, so. Sure, cool.
So, the other match that went through with AEW was a trios match of the Dark Order of Evil Uno, Alex Randall, and John Silver versus the Super Click, which turned out to be the Super Click defeating the Dark Order. It seems like the Super Click are getting a big, big push. There's a big statement coming from Bio over here. As you know, in past recent episodes and everything else, he's not a big fan of the Super Click of the old Bucks and Johnny Cash, Adam Cole. Adam Cole still seems like the old news from WWE. Living in a legacy of being NXT champion. He wasn't WWE champion. He wasn't Universal champion. He says he's a great wrestler.
He's a bitch.
Where's the title?
He's a bitch.
Where's the title that he had that proves that he's a champ? That he can beat anybody.
He could beat anybody?
Apparently what he said.
Bring it, bitch. Because I will put you over my knee and give you a spanking like your mommy and daddy should have. And then I'll go to your two little brothers, the young bucks, and whoop their ass like that and sit you off the corner and teach you right from wrong. You are cowards. You are scared. And now you want to form this group again. Ooh, yeah. What are you going to do? Kiss each other on the cheeks again? Because that's the only thing I see you doing anyway. Come on, didn't my tag team, the Lucha Brothers, whooped your ass and took your titles from you? And you still not came back and re-challenged them? You know why you didn't re-challenge them? It's because you know you'll get your ass whooped again, just like I could even whoop your ass. So, Young Bucks, Adam Cole, matter of fact, anybody from AEW, anybody going to WWE, I don't care. If you got a problem, come on here and speak it with me. And be gladly, I'll be gladly to get in the ring too. But there's one thing. I'm the worst thing to ever come across. Because once you do, I never go away. Just remember that.
And speaking of a match, that will be a perfect opponent to go against you. They had Jon Moxley against Wheeler with Orange Cassidy in his corner. And well, no longer to say, Moxley obliterated Wheeler. Pretty much knocked him out completely.
Yo, that dude, only thing that looked good on him was his tights. Come on, I could even last longer than you did. And yes, Moxley, I'm challenging to that. I'm willing to go as long as possible. The only way you're getting me out of that ring, unless I'm good and dead. But you're going to have a very hard time.
It definitely does sound like a big challenge from you. Let's see if Moxley ever will answer the bell. If he says he will go after anybody, anywhere. You can only try to find Bio in South Philly, back in the old stomping grounds of 2300.
I can meet you there, Moxley, if you like.
As we go through, as another tag team that you just brought up from Dynamite was the Lucha Brothers going up against a masked tag team only known close friends of Andrade. And apparently the masked tag team was FTR, which they have won the AAA Tag Team Championship from the Lucha Brothers, which the Lucha Brothers did hold for over 3 years.
Well, since they held on to the bench belt for AAA for 3 years, it was nice to actually see it drop to a tag team that is well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I don't care what anybody says. WWE did not use their full potential. Their tag team, the Revivals, was hot in the WWE. When they came in like a wrecking. But then after a while, WWE made them little bitches.
True.
Now them going over to AEW and going by FTR, which I don't know if anybody knows what that stands for. Which is an insult to WWE, which FTR stands for Fuck the Revival. And when they went and used them initials, they made a good statement, and now they coming the new tag team for AAA is a good spot. Because now it's showing them we are a tag team. And they were always a good tag team. And to be honest, they don't even need to be in the pinnacle either. MJF is going to run most of them guys, to be honest. MJF is going to run most of them guys into the ground before they ever get a chance to have a career fully started. Look at Wardlow. Wardlow looks like a big goddamn beat up teddy bear.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, Sting ran through him with a baseball bat. I mean, what's up with that?
It's weird. I don't know what. Like, I understand they're trying to build a storyline. They're trying to make them look good, but it doesn't help them out at all in certain characters. Like, yes, I understand you're trying to push some of the new guys you're getting in and everything else, but there's one little issue. You hire all these guys in the beginning. Where's their recognition? I'm sorry, I am a fan of AEW, but you're bringing these new guys in from WWE and they're getting first dibs. Shouldn't it be the OGs of AEW from year one get their opportunity from somewhere else and wait their turn and let these other guys get what they want?
Or how about the AEW guys from day one and the new signs that they just got work together and teach the newer students?
Right.
Because you can teach these new cadets, or what we call in the business, greenies.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're a rookie, you're nothing. You gotta make yourself something.
Right.
So you got these guys like you got Punk. Punk comes from pro wrestling background to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are from the indies who went into the WWE, and some of them are just straight from WWE. But if you get them to work with the old guys from day one of AEW, you will see a lot more talent. You will see a lot fresh faces. You will see a lot of different moves and all that if they work together. But you can't. You ain't going to be able to make things work if you don't work. And you're right. They're pushing more of the new guys that they brung in instead of the ones from day one.
Mm-hmm.
If these guys don't want that, I can accept that. But still, they should be getting a recognition some way, somehow.
But the question is, how?
There's always, it's just they gotta figure it out.
True.
Like me, I know I'm getting back after so many years. I'm working back, getting into the business again, and I already know. I'm gonna call it now and say it here. I don't got that much time left. I don't know how much more my body can take in the ring. But during that process and that long that way until I gotta hang up my boots, I'm going to teach, I'm going to guide, and I'm going to give to advice to every single body who wants to come into the business. And I'm going to spread whatever knowledge I know to whoever, and whatever they want to do with it is on them. But at least I know at the end of the day, I did my thing.
That's right. And for you, Bio, you're already training one. And you've been training the one since day one.
And I got a good apprentice. I just feel sorry for everyone once I released. Because this beast that's going to get released too, I feel sorry for anybody who tries to step through because you're not going to survive. But that's coming in later of time.
So pretty much, is there any? I'm going to say it like this: do we know this person, or is this just a fresh new blood that no one's never seen before?
The way I say it, fresh. And it's going to be unexpected.
Sounds like how Dayton Martin experienced it with Malachi Black, as Black defeated him in that match, and looks like they're giving Black the really, really big push. It seems like they're turning him into the modern day Undertaker of AEW.
Well, I got bad news for that. Malachi ain't gonna go for long because he's got someone coming back and he's gonna destroy him. He's gonna put the ring down.
Who is this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you haven't been paying attention. Cody.
Oh,
Yeah, and guess you and Art Anderson is in his corner.
I did not know that. So how do you think Cody's going to, for that case then, what do you think how Cody should, because I know Cody, do you think it's going to be the American Nightmare? The American Dream? Or do you think it's a brand new Cody, a father Cody, to protect his family?
It's not even going to be either one of them. This is going to be a Cody Rhodes that no one has ever seen. Because what video I have watched, I feel sorry for Malachi.
Let's see how that will go for Malachi Black. So next, as we jump into, is WWE. And unfortunately, there was something that came up. It was one of the breaking news that we brought up onto the show. As our first pop-up breaking news of all of our show. AEW has canceled TLC.
You mean WWE?
What's that?
You said AEW.
Oh, WWE. I am sorry. AEW doesn't have TLC. They've been using more pay-per-views better than most other people, and they don't have multiple pay-per-views. But AEW, not AEW, WWE, sorry, AEW is my show. But WWE has canceled TLC for their newest one, which is going to be on January 1st. They're calling it Day 1.
Well, that's one pay-per-view I will not be watching. Why? Because Biohazard is going to be out in the Mummers Parade. And I'm going to be drunk.
Of about many drinks you can find. Twisted teas, some Jack maybe. God only knows what you can find on the streets in Philly. Down on 2th Street. But the only thing is, can you really find Bio in the streets of Philadelphia? Yeah, I quoted a Bruce Springsteen. I don't care. You don't like it? But, anywho, in the results of the matches, we had the King of the Ring match with Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. Winner will go off to Crown Jewel to be crowned as the King of the Ring. For that SmackDown, Finn Balor defeated Sami Zayn to push through, which now it's getting closer to where it could be King Balor. And then on Raw, you had Xavier Woods defeating Jinder Mahal, and now we could have King Woods. Are you still going to go with your prediction that you made last week? Same thing how I had, where you're going to stick with Woods to becoming King Woods.
It's time. It's time for Xavier. I mean, when he got into the business, he was a rag doll. He was actually, at the time, he goes by Miro now in AEW, but in WWE, he went by Rusev. And Xavier Woods was Rusev's ragdoll. And for Xavier to go through that punishment week after week after week after week and week and week in and out, and being part, and then coming part of a new stable that's off the charts, it's time.
Then we had the Queens, where Vega defeated Carmella, which I'm going to say this, I'm happy it's not Carmella. That's my opinion. I know Bio could have his own, but my opinion, I think Carmella had her push. She had her push with the women's Money in the Bank match, winning the title, and now they're at least giving the other women, even though Vega was on WWE before, got fired, and then came back, and now she's getting her opportunity of push to doing this, but one minor twist. She is going to go up against Doudrop, which I called. I said it. You need proof? Go back to last week's episode. And to all the haters who said, nah, it's going to be Shayna, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. I told you, WWE is going to try the show that they are with every type of race and gender, and where that they're trying to make it to look like where that you can be any size woman and teach the kids. It's fine. Be yourself. Be happy. Because you never know. You become big. You become famous. I'm pushing it as you never know who or what anybody can be. But you never know who is real on the inside. But what did you think of Dupont of I just said her name and I just lost her name. Dewdrop winning against Shayna with her own as Shayna was giving her signature move, the clutch, the takedown as she used to use in UFC, and actually got pinned and lost this match. Do you think that Shayna may try to interrupt that match and have Vega win it?
Could, but if they do, that would just ruin the whole tournament.
That is true.
And I don't think, to be honest, Vince is willing to do that. But then again, where Crown Jewel is in Saudi Arabia, that king, he's in charge. He makes the matches. He makes who wins. So this could, with this, sorry, my neighbor. But with this, it can ruin it too.
True. That is true. Anything can happen. As they say in the business, anything can happen in the ring, but things can change in seconds backstage. As they always say on the card, match can be changed last second.
True.
You can be going in there for a match, and all of a sudden they can tell you, oh, your match's been cut. But as it goes on, with you had the RK Bros going up against the Street Profits, which I gotta say, with the Street Profits, Bianca Belair's husband, he can really sell what he does. He adds the comedy of the improv, and he shows that he makes it really fun and funny what he does. To where what's his name? Not Randy. Riddle. Sorry. Riddle spun him around in circles. He gets spin around, came up, turned it into the throw suplex. As he's sitting there, he's looking at his fingers, trying to count how many fingers he has on his hand. And then as he's sitting there, he looks over at the camera as he's counting. He goes cross-eyed. He can sell off a lot of things. Like, yes, there's ones that can oversell it, but tell me, does it seem like he has a well balance of comedy and the selling points of what he does?
He's got everything all around. He's good on the mic. He's good in connecting with the crowd, with the fans. And he's also got some good ring work. Especially how he jumped and flipped over the one turnbuckle corner. You don't get a lot of guys who can actually do that from that short period of the distance he ran and leaped and cleared it. Tells you. And I would like to see the Street Profits, to be honest. I would like to see them be used more. I would like to see them pushed more because they're good together.
Mm-hmm.
Their chemistry, they're funny. They're in a way, they might as well say they're somewhat kind of like a New Day, but with their own way.
They remind me of the New Day mixed in with Crime Time. Like with that kind of thing, like that party mode interest with a little bit of comedy, but adding with the New Day with the full blown comedy and making it more hip hop, fun, and just want to groove with them. You just want to have a party. But the match did end in a DQ with RK Bro and the Street Profits when AJ Styles and Almost, yes, you are a almost wrestler, came in and knocked out everyone, and even almost through Dawkins, and it seemed like Dawkins didn't see it coming. It was just grab and the high kick that Almost do. A man that high that can kick and literally make sure his foot contacts in the back of your head is impressive. That's the only thing I see. But with AJ, he getting lucky that he still has him in his corner, because it's getting that almost time to lose. Almost. And Almost is going to become, I see it, the next WWE champion. You don't think he's going to become the possible third black WWE champion? Or do you think more of a United States or Intercontinental?
None.
Why is that?
Because once they get AJ or him to turn, Almost is gone. They're not going to use him anymore.
Huh.
Look, they did that to so many guys.
Tall guys.
And to be honest, a lot of the tall guys can't really move or do much in the ring.
True.
Look at Great Khali. Great Khali couldn't really run the ring.
You're right.
That's what hurts you. I mean, Omos can, but with his height, it's not going to work. The only thing I can see do with him is make him a bodyguard of someone or a manager of someone.
Mm-hmm.
But with him being a performer, no. Look, even Kevin Nash had a problem of running the ropes and everything, because guys like me that are got the height wise, we got to shorten our steps
Right.
of running the ring. And if we shorten our steps, that means everything we do has to be a step behind or another step forward. But I don't see Omos coming any other champion besides maybe a tag team, and the only tag team will be with AJ. And that's the only reason Omos is getting his pop and getting out there of who he is because of AJ.
Right. That is that. You make a really good point with that. You really do. And
I mean, if I'm getting in the business and they want to put me with someone, I'd rather be with someone who's actually been all around. And AJ has been around. He's made a name. He's made a success. How do I do it? Go join him. Team up with him. Watch him. Study him. Then go from there.
Do you, with how I'm going to go with, and we're going to go straight down the line with this one, with how everything is running with WWE, AEW, Impact, New Pro Japan, do you think that it's going to become a supercell? Let's say after Vince McMahon is long gone, do you think that all the companies, including some of the indies which defend indie wrestling, do you think that it will become a one whole corporation to where WWE, AEW, and all these other major companies actually get along for once?
That would be hot.
To where they give any competitor from down to the minor league single A type of wrestling shit all the way up to the ones who held the title 16, 17 times of any company. Do you think that would happen in your opinion?
It can, but into this business, you need some type of competition.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the competition, then you can't. There's no point of performing, no point of putting on a show, because now everything is combined. Now, like what AEW did, AEW did not do what WWE did and buy out.
Right.
WWE AEW went and asked about being partners, which by doing that you seal a better deal because you can use their talent if you ask, which and they'd be like, oh well, can I get two of your guys? I'll give you three of my guys for two of your guys. Sure, no problem. You're getting all these guys now, and with men, women, now you're going to start seeing them circulate, and you're going to see their faces on different promotions. But if you
Right.
take away any type of competitive, then what's the point? What I could see doing is maybe I could see another promotion coming. I do see another promotion rising.
Do you think this will be more of a extreme kind of thing, or do you think it will be more of a conservative but a a little bit of both kind of company?
I think it can probably go either way. It all depends what the promoter does. And what I'm predicting the way the promoter might go is mostly extreme, but bring in the soft matches and all that, your singles and all that, but most of it straight hard. Because that's what people are looking for. That's what fans are really looking for. In this century now, in the 21st century, what is selling is drugs, violence, and sex.
True.
And in the wrestling business, you can't really have the drugs, but you can have the violence and you can have the sex. And right now, the violence is selling. I will
And
pay to
a
watch
lot of the
someone
sexes
bleed.
too. And a lot of the sexes too.
And
If
that's
you look at a
what
lot of
is
the
selling.
women's wrestling now, because you have a lot of with Conti, how Conti dresses, but Conti is more Brazilian, so she's from down from Brazil, and how her body tone is and everything else with the dancing, sex. Then you have in what WWE's been doing with Vega, where she's wearing the cut going down to here where the strap goes over and you still
Hmm.
see perfectly down. You're getting a lot of that now. And plus, you have with AEW with some of their women dressing as well, where they're showing off more assets than most other companies would. So it all depends on your body. Like some people's body type, like, yes, you can be a big girl and still look beautiful and do what you do. It's like we talked, like a lot of people have been talking about, and Bio, we talked about this personally, face to face, what they did with Space Jams with Lola Bunny. where they turned her into that, where they made her more of a tomboy, saying that you can't be sexy and be a sports athlete. Which they did give it back her curves when they turned her into 3D. But why change something if it's not broken?
Exactly. Like, I'm going to tell everybody out there, don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people think. You're who you are because that's the way you are made. Don't worry about what people think. I've been picked on, I've been bullied, and look at me today. It just made me a lot stronger. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people have a tough time of picking their head up from things. I get it. But don't let no one tell you, oh, you can't be in the, you can't, you go, if you're a woman and or I should say, you're a plus size woman, you can't get in the ring because you ain't going to be able. Do it. If you don't succeed it, it's not a fail. Why? Because you tried. But that just leaves the door for every other woman out there to go and do it. Same thing with the men.
Right. And even with the men, when it comes down to being gay, that's how I put it as. Because you get a lot of the men who just come out or they're gay, they keep getting the bad reputation.
Now, I love her. Uh, Forget her name. She's a transgender now.
Nyla Rose.
I love Nyla Rose. Why? Because at first, when he was a man, he came out, he told the world, and he wasn't afraid. Then WWE got rid of him because he was gay, which, I'm sorry, is disrespect. Because why does it have to be their sex or gender to determine if you're going to keep them or not? It should be about their asset into the business and what are they bringing to the table. If they ain't really bringing to the table, then I can say. But if you're going to get rid of them because they're gay or lesbian or bisexual, transsexual, trisexual, heterosexual, whatever sexual is dead wrong. It's discriminating.
True.
And WWE says they don't discriminate. Well, guess what? You just did. So you're just one of the others calling a kettle black. Look what AEW did. They picked her up. She came out. She was one of the women's champ.
That
So
is
that
true.
tells you right there. It does not matter who you are. It doesn't matter what color of your skin. Doesn't matter what your gender. Does not matter what it is. Anybody can be something as long as you put your mind.
Right. So, without further ado, this is the very final last segment that we're going to talk about. And it is going to be a very touchy segment. I want to do so, Bio, if you're ready to talk. I'll give you a second to do what you got to do. I'll take you off the screen. So, this is a very touchy subject that it's hard to talk about anything. Trust me, it is. So, excuse me, pardon about it. Right now, as I'm going to be giving him a second to get to it, make sure you do follow us on Facebook and our YouTube channel. This page will be doing all the sponsorships with this support and everything, and hopefully you guys can listen as well. I'm going to bring Bio back now. Ready, Bio?
Yep.
So, as I was talking about, this is a very deep family member of mine. Her name is Ashley. Ashley was diagnosed with a stage 4 brain tumor that pretty much when she first got it, it was pretty much looked like this. It was a whole new growth growing. They had removed parts of her brain already, but now she is down to at least at least half of her brain, and she's still battling the cancer. It's a returnable cancer. She's going to keep battling as she does have a beautiful little girl named Natalie. She is there right now trying to make a wish for a mother's wish to send her little girl to this world. Which, yes, I am showing a lot of the photos of her family and her little girl who is on her father's shoulders. Which she like, I got a chance to meet her once. She is a very beautiful little girl, and actually loves and does everything for her so that she can be there for her. She even set up gifts all the way up from when she went into surgery to go in again and set up 18 years worth of gifts just for her daughter because she was afraid that she wasn't going to come back with a card for each year. Sorry, I'm being a little touchy with this. It's very, very hard to talk, and it's cancer isn't something that I am very highly on when it comes down to it. But as I'm going to show here, and I'll bring up the photo that I'm reading off of my phone so that you know what I'm reading. It's a little hard to read, but it says, every mother's wish is to take their child or children to Walt Disney World. So let's make this mother's wish come true. Join us in a 50-50 fundraiser to raise money for a trip to Disney World for Ashley and Natalie which is complimented by Frank and Courtney, which Frank is the father and Ashley is his wife. As Walt Disney himself said, the most important thing is family, even blended families as well. Just means more love for our daughter, Natalie Ann. That being said, all 50-50 sales will end December 14th, and Natalie will be the one to choose the lucky winner. For one ticket, it's going to be $5 an entry, but for $5, it's entries of for 5 entries is for $20. In order you can do this through I think it's Pay or I forget what app that is. It's been a while since I use any of the pay apps, but the ones that knows about it knows with the app money plans. It's the one with the dollar sign. It's like it's almost like PayPal transferring money over. You can do it through them. So take your information. They'll hold on to it. And as the drawing goes through, we will air it to you guys to our page. Make sure, like I said, follow our Facebook page, so that I will make sure I post up the winner of who wins and all. And Cash App. Thank you. It's the Cash App. Thank you very much. And we actually finally got our first comment on the show. I am pleased to say this, which is a person that we both know very dear to us. She actually made her first appearance on the show. Look at that. We got our first person on the show. So please make sure you do follow us. Make sure, like I said, donate. It will go to a good cause. And hey, you get your chance to win half of the pot as well. But you're helping out a kid relive her dream through her mother's eyes. Anything you want to say, Bio?
Yeah, I do. Listen, I might be the badass. I might be the trailer trucker mouth. I might say things, but at this point right now, please, viewers, this is a very, very good cause. Let's make this wish come true. So please, from the bottom of my heart, let's send this mother and her daughter to Disney World to make, like Disney says, let's make this dream come true. Let us be Walt Disney and make their dream come true. So please, please, if you got a heart, let's send them to Walt Disney.
Do it for
And
them.
my heart and prayers go out to them. And we'll continue to keep airing this through no matter what.
And one thing I'll say for him, like, yes, I am breaking kayfabe. She is my cousin. It's not just because of that, but she is my cousin. It's heartbreaking to see her suffer and go through this. She goes through the chemo. They've had their. She's been. You can follow her story on her page. If you want, you guys, please tell me. Send me comments. Post it on the bottom of this. I will post it for you. Everything that she's battling through. What I'll do is as well. If you notice on the corner of our screen is the actually Warriors logo. We will have that logo come up off and on throughout the show to show the support of Ashley that we are with you no matter what. And Ashley, love you, guys. Fight.
Ashley, I send my heart, my prayers, and my deep thoughts, and Biohazard will always have your back.
So, without further ado, James Black here with Biohazard. Thank you for watching. And sorry I sent it off in tears. But have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.